Hates me.
How dare you? How dare you? Bam, we're live. Can somebody mute Gabriella Magawa?
Oh, sorry.
Wow. Holding down first place, huh?
Is she in first right now? Is that updated yet?
Yeah, I saw it right as I came to the show.
In first, you're right.
I plugged in my heater.
Yeah, I just turned mine up.
Ooh.
It got cold again.
Day 2 done. Taylor Self from SMTP Programming, J.R. Howell from CrossFit Crash and the host of the Crash Crucible, Hiller from HillerFit, Matt Souza in the back, bringing up the pretty pictures. Brian Friend hopefully will be joining us shortly, and I have sent a link to Miss Caity Motter, the owner of Rogue, and probably one of the most successful businesswomen on planet Earth. And that, Jeff Bako, is not an exaggeration. You douchebag.
Whoa.
What?
Careful with Jeff.
All right.
He's got delicate feelings.
All right, fine. Are we surprised to see, can we go straight to the leaderboard? Are we surprised? Look at this. Gabriella Magawa in first. Jeff Bako. Wow. I was just summoning you, buddy. I just said douche. And
you made him
just
cry.
came out. I'll always have a crush on Caity. What are you talking about? Does he still? Gabriella Magawa in first place, Laura Horvat in second place, Emma Lawson in third, Annie Thorisdottir in fourth, Amanda Barnhart in fifth, Ellie Turner in sixth. In seventh place, Danielle Brandon, eighth place, Ariel Lowe in ninth place, Cara Saunders in 10th place, Matilda Garns. If Brian were here, he would say it's no surprise who's at the top. Absolutely no surprise. Taylor, your thoughts?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, better than okay.
Okay. I don't think there's any surprise. I'm not surprised that Gabby in the top spot. I'm a little surprised Laura's in second with a 14th place. I think more than anything, I'm interested to see where she's going to be at after snatch and press. I think that's event 8 or 9.
And Emma Lawson, what happened? Shit got heavy?
No.
11th and a 9th?
I think we're 4 events into a 10-event weekend.
Okay. Annie Thorisdottir taking a 5th on the DT. Do the old-time CrossFitters do better with bar cycling? Is grip strength in that type of kind of old-school CrossFit workout more?
Did you say grip strength?
Yeah. Does grip strength, is that something that takes time, a long time to build? And are these old school CrossFit workouts more fitting for the old school CrossFitters, Mr. Howell?
I would say grip strength alone is kind of one of those things you have or you don't. I mean, there are a lot of people that are just born with really, really good grip endurance, and some people struggle with it from the first time they walk into a gym, and it takes a long time for them to develop it at all. I think as far as barbell cycling goes, especially workouts like DT, I think it's something that all these athletes have done tons of times. So I don't know if on this workout specifically, it really benefits the more old school athletes.
Ellie's pacing, tremendous. Is that something she's learning from Justin Medeiros and Adam Knifer over there at CrossFit Fort Vancouver? That was an incredible last minute push.
I don't think she wins the workout if they call the no rep that she should have been called for.
Ooh, Taylor taking Andrew Hiller's spot.
On that last hang power clean, or that first hang power, or the last one into the jerks.
No, it was the first one.
First one.
Yeah, she was a few seconds ahead of Annie, which that rep definitely didn't take a few seconds. But I think if she gets no rep there, she probably drops the bar. Or maybe she doesn't. I mean, who knows? Maybe she drops the bar. Maybe she doesn't. Either way, she should have been no rep there. I also saw Alexis Raptis in the second heat do no hang cleans to standard.
Wow.
Okay. And I saw Annie Thorisdottir's entire first round of deadlifts look like a garbage fire.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Before we get to Annie's deadlifts, let's talk. What was wrong with Alexis Raptis's hang cleans?
It was just the final round I noticed, but her elbows didn't come through on any of them.
And show me what that means. Show me what you're talking about.
So like if you're in the front rack position here,
yeah,
and the bar is on my shoulder, for the rep to be finished, your elbow has to be in front of the bar, or at least in this position. And she was like here. So she was cleaning the bar to here, just touching her collarbone and coming back down instead of getting the elbow all the way through.
So it's not the height of the bar that calls the rep. It's your actually elbows have to your tricep has to break sort of some parallel line.
No, your elbow has to be in front of the bar. Your elbow has to pass in front of the bar.
Okay.
And hers were back down here. Yeah.
Okay. True. Is that true, JR?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've never actually heard of a height on your front rack that you have to achieve before the rep counts. You'll see some people have it below the collarbone. You'll have some people catch on the collarbone. So, yeah, it's really more of hips and knees fully extended with elbows slightly in front of the bar.
All righty. And what was wrong with Annie's deadlift? And are you sure it's not a camera angle, Hiller?
I'm sure it's she is doing what a lot of people are doing. So everyone is all pissed off about everyone's deadlift. So they're in this position where they round and they kind of hold like a slight rounded position and the head is looking at the floor. So it makes it look like they're not standing all the way up, but it doesn't appear as if that was the issue with Annie's, that she was going really quick because the bar is really light. It got her out ahead in the early rounds, but once she slowed down a bit, the reps cleaned up a little bit. Her technique wasn't quite there, but I guess that doesn't really matter. I don't really give a shit about technique. I give a shit about getting all the way up.
I personally saw people calling her out on her reps, and I was staring at her, and I didn't see it. I missed the first round. Did anyone else see bad reps besides Hiller from Annie?
She was riding the line a little bit.
Andrew Hiller looks like a juiced up Walter from the Big Lebowski. I bet you Hiller hasn't even seen the Big Lebowski. He doesn't watch.
I have. That's
good movies.
The stoner dude.
Yeah, he's John Candy's character, I think.
Oh, okay. I look like him.
Cool. Tommy Marquez, I would rather have Hiller's pecs. Would you rather have Hiller's pecs or specs? So
they're growing.
It's a fantastic question. You should start your own podcast. Travis from Vindicate, Annie's first round looked bad, but terrible camera angle. Jamie Latimer, just like Katrin, Annie always rides the line. Okay, here we go.
Sevan, are we talking about? Are we talking?
This is not the first round. This is not the first round.
Yeah, we're talking about Annie's deadlift. Go ahead, Mr. Friend, chime in.
No, I would just say the deadlifts were very similar across the board from the athletes. I didn't think that there was anything too suspicious going on, and I actually thought the rest of Annie's reps were very clean.
After the first round.
I'm talking about the cleans and the shoulder overhead. I don't think there's any room to scrutinize the deadlifts in this workout. There were a lot of athletes that you could have. It was really close for.
Bailey Demena, Brian, the 5-minute friend every girl wished she had. Oh, that's nice. Okay. I am Hop. Talk about no reps. The strongman dumbbell press had some proof. The strongman was crazy. Oh, the strongman was crazy. Thank you. I am Hop.
If we go back to the female leaderboard for a second,
please.
One thing to keep an eye on, if you look at the top, I think even the top 7, and then after that, if you look, there's one thing in common that everyone has, except for Annie so far through 4 events, and that's no event outside of the top 10 for Annie only. So just to keep an eye on that as Annie may continue to climb. I think she was in like 8th or 9th, maybe before this one or when we went into today. So that's just something to keep an eye on. I think you're way more likely to see finishers on the podium that all have maybe one finish outside the top 10 versus the males.
I think you said that backwards, JR. What you're saying is they all have finishes outside the top 10 except for Annie? Except for Annie. Okay. Yeah, fantastic. Okay. And you're saying that the good money is on the person who's consistent, not the person who's all over the board.
In this field for the podium, absolutely. But I think maybe even for the winner.
Okay. Fantastic.
Especially notable given the conversation we had at the end of the last show, which is that 3 of these workouts have not been, the traditional couplet, triples, chipper style CrossFit workouts. They've been like specific tests of running, of lifting, of gymnastics, and she's still able to hang in the top half of all those things.
Well said. Brian, Gabriella Magawa and Laura Horvat at the top. You are an expert in all things CrossFit, but you are maybe like level 15 out of 10 when it comes to Gabriella and Laura Horvat. What are you thinking right now when you see them up there?
You mean in this workout particularly?
No, just in general. After 4 workouts, they're 1 and 2 there.
Oh, I mean, I think most people have had them in podium spots in the pre-competition predictions for the end of the weekend. So nothing
Most
surprising.
people.
Yeah, but the pre-competition shows have been horrible.
I'm sorry.
Wouldn't you guys fall into one of those? Weren't you guys the pre-competition shows?
We
sorry.
definitely fall into that one. That was the exception.
Got it.
Tim Paulson sprinted the end on the bike. Sean called it. He called him Tim Paulsend. Get it, Tim Paulsend. Once again,
Yeah,
Sean,
I like that.
I fucking loved it. Brilliant.
You think he came up with that beforehand? He had to have.
No. I think that's on the fly.
Have you guys not seen the shirts that they made about that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, this
Never
has been
mind.
around
All
for
right.
a while. There's full Paul Send shirts that were made available for sale like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Nuts.
Okay.
Do you guys even pay attention to the CrossFit media space?
We try not to. We try not.
Ryan, you look like you belong in an episode of Dexter.
Janikowski got his start. His career began under the tutelage of one Miko Salo. Is that what we saw today? Did we see a Janikowski who's an OG CrossFitter, shitloads of roots, spent a ton of time under the barbell? Did you guys expect him to do so well? JR?
Yeah, I actually remember seeing a video. This is some of the guys probably have seen it.
What was his overall finish on the workout?
Third.
Hiller's saying third. I don't know. Can you organize them by event 4? Thank you, Souza. Third place, Janikowski.
Third is correct.
Yeah. One second ahead of Bjorgvin Carl Gudmundsson. Okay, JR. Oh, stand by. Caity,
What's up going on?
thanks for your time.
I don't have much time tonight, so we got to be quick.
Yeah, were you out in the sun all day?
Yes. No,
Yes,
there was no sun here.
There was no sun?
No, it rained all day.
That's just temperature change, or you've been eating a lot of carrots?
Temperature change.
All right. Good to have you on the show. Caity, let's start with the hardest question first. Why no live media, or why not take me to the ranch so I can Instagram live from there?
There's a lot of reasons to that, but we knew we wanted to do a post edit, so at least we were able to capture that and get it out today.
Okay. And was any of it to maintain your privacy since it's your own personal facility?
Absolutely.
Okay. Fair enough. The programming, how collaborative was it between you and Spieler and Josh?
I think it's always very collaborative. I mean, we have a great time when we do it. We throw out crazy ideas, and I think what you're seeing this weekend is some of the best stuff that we've been able to come up with. But these athletes are just knocking it out of the park.
There's a lot of speculation about the bag weight during event 1, that it was 100 pounds. What was the point of that?
To make
Why
it
not
annoying.
heavier?
To make it annoying. And we really just wanted to take it out of their run, take them out of the flow of the run. So just get it up and over, and then they can get out of there.
So there's no truth that it was somehow determined by the ruck guys and they're not as strong as CrossFitters?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Have there been any last minute changes to any of the workouts?
No, we're all settled.
Alrighty. The log event that we haven't seen yet, can you tell us who tested that on the men and the women's side?
We had a couple people test it. Christy Aramo tested the female weight, and then Dan Bailey tested for the men. For us, But we think we settled where we want to be, and hopefully it's going to be better tomorrow night under the lights.
Can you tell us the format of that?
No.
Understood. The back squat from the rack, when you and Spieler and Josh, was that debated like how that was going to start? Would they be able to get it back up there? Did you guys debate what the rules were going to be about that?
Meaning if they dropped it?
Yeah.
We didn't really debate it. I mean, it just had to work that way throughout for the flow of the competition. But I can say that the times put up they just crushed it. I mean, that was awesome. I mean, the only debate we had was on the weights. Rep scheme was pretty settled, and the weights were heavy, but they killed it. Nick Matthew knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely. Did anyone want to go heavier?
That's what I was going to ask.
No, we didn't want to go heavier. We were wondering if that was too heavy, but it obviously was not.
For the muscle up event, do you wish in hindsight that you would have made the time cap a little longer so we could have got a finisher?
I could probably go either way on that, but I'm happy with where we settled. And I think, it being a new event, it's something that we could bring back in a different way and test it again.
We heard a rumor that it was Tia Toomey who tested it, and that's why it was so short.
It was not Tia.
Okay. Will there be a minimum work requirement on any of the workouts this year?
TBD.
Okay.
For you, and not for the athletes.
Right. Okay. And so this is how we came up with this question. In a previous year, Laura Horvat was disqualified for not being able to do a handstand push-up, and yet we had someone who wasn't able to do one back squat, and they were allowed to continue.
Yes, correct.
Fair. Okay. Do we know what's going on with Bailey Rogers? She looked great in DT. Do we know why she didn't do any back squats?
I do not. I haven't had a chance to catch up with the athletes tonight.
Okay. The warm-up area, what's the warm-up area look like for the athletes? Because we saw Matilda Barnes go out there and take some weights off and do a couple warm-up reps actually during the workout.
I mean, the warm-up, are you asking if the warm-up area had squat stands in it and barbells? Yes. Yeah, the answer is yes.
And how much and how long did they before they finished warming up to them going out there?
Less than 10 minutes, I think. It was enough time to be able to stay warm before they ran out on there. I'm not sure why she did it.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. What the fuck is wrong with Matilda Barnes? Okay.
Let's not go that far. Come on now.
Okay. Mr. Taylor Self, I present to you the co-owner of Rogue Fitness, Caity Motter. Please, your question.
I was just going to ask about the programming. When you guys are coming up with that stuff with Josh and Chris, you mentioned it being collaborative. Is there a lot of negative feedback? Like, do you throw an idea out there that gets shot down frequently, or vice versa from them?
I think everyone gets ideas shot down, and that's why it ends up being the best of what's being out, what's grouped together. Typically Bill will have some off the wall idea that sometimes sticks and sometimes doesn't. But I think, Chris and Josh do a great job of really being pointed with the direction they want to go. And we nitpick it a bit, but we're really happy with where we ended up this year.
Me too. I love it. And I think that was kind of where I was going. I appreciate that you guys have that kind of feedback loop.
Yep.
Mr. Andrew Hiller.
One more. I got one more.
Okay, Mr. Hiller.
When will the bar muscle up logs be available for sale on the Rogue Fitness website?
I don't know. We wanted to do this one for a few years, multiple years actually, and just couldn't pull it off. But I think the feedback was good on it. So we'll see. Maybe they'll make the website.
Caity, thank you for everything. You're fucking amazing. I can't believe you're doing this for us. We love you to death.
Welcome. See you guys tomorrow.
Peace. Caity Henniger, everyone. Co-owner of probably one
Brian,
of the
JR,
biggest companies.
She's great. That was great.
Sorry, JR. Sorry, Brian.
Yeah,
JR. I should
Sorry,
have
Souza.
JR.
Yeah, what if you would have done that? I have a great question, but I know it's not as good as JR.
I know it's not going to stack.
JR, what was your question?
So my question was, as the years have evolved in CrossFit, back in the day, if 315 was programmed for a workout, You know, there was a time where a 315 deadlift was really heavy. And then we got to the point on the Cinco's one and on the regionals workout with the GHDs, true form run, and the deadlifts, that 405 was just that number. It was like, oh my gosh, they're deadlifting 405. Did that come into play at all when deciding, hey, back in the day, that used to be a heavy deadlift. Now we're going to show you guys that people can back squat that weight for reps?
Great question. Are you going to save that for tomorrow? Well, please have it in the lineup. Who big time
Sevan, you
Sevan
killed
more?
that, by the way. Good job.
Thank you. I just stole all the questions from you guys during the last show. Who big time Sevan more, Caity or TDC? You could throw Brian Friend in there too. You could throw Brian. You could throw Brian in there too. Tim Paulson's sprint at the end. Was that smart? Brian.
Where did he end up finishing on the workout?
Good
There's
question.
a lot of close times. I think that he passed people on the last round of the workout, and I think that in general, that was the play. It was to try to pick people off in rounds 4 and 5. So he was, but in his heat, he was kind of out of the mix through 3 rounds, and he finished towards the top of his heat. I think it paid off.
9th place overall. I agree. Anyone disagree with that? That was a good strategy on his part?
It's his only strategy.
Jack Farlow, although he finished, I think, last in his heat, he looked really good when the camera went over to him, and I never realized how long he is. JR, is that going to be a problem for Emma? I mean, a problem for his future in CrossFit?
I don't think so. I mean, we've always seen some outliers in the sport. People like Brent. I mean, Jason's a longer guy with longer limbs. Pat's got really long arms. It's just something that he's going to have to work around. I think it comes into play a lot more on workouts like this with cycle rate. Just having the longer limbs, just the extra inch it takes to get from right above your knee to the front rack every time, from the front rack to locking out overhead. It really, really adds up. Like in that workout, from what I saw, Jason was the only athlete that went unbroken on every single round of DT, and yet he still finished 6th or 7th. And
wow.
we know.
I think Roman did also.
I think Roman broke the deadlifts on at least 1 round.
Really? Okay.
Maybe not.
I don't think so.
But we're talking about the 2 best bikers probably in the game, and those are the 2 of the taller guys. So clearly those guys have found a way to work around that limb length that Jack has to kind of work his way around.
Brian, will that keep Jack Farlow from ever making it to the podium? His body type?
Oh, I don't think that in isolation. I mean, it's very, very difficult to make the podium regardless. His body type, honestly, is somewhat similar to Vellner's. I don't know if his arms are quite as long as Pat's are, but
He's more hair on his chest.
Farlow's he's 20 years old, and if you get a chance to see him up close, it's a pretty impressive body type for a 20-year-old. I think he's got some potential in the sport.
Okay. No flag for Roman, and I mean this in all sincerity. Does anyone know what the point is, what that's supposed to prove? Does anyone want to take that question?
I'll take it and ask Caity tomorrow.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. Who's gonna pony up?
I mean, what is that proving? It's supposed to be an inclusive event. What is that proving? We all know where he's from. He spoke Russian. We all see him. What is that supposed to prove? I don't get it. So if you hate Russia, okay, you hate what they're doing, okay, but what's that supposed to prove? I really want to know. I'm open to being slapped around. What's the
Rogue flag.
What's the prize money for first place for the strongman? Do we know?
Like one.
I thought it was like 120, but it's over 100,000 for sure. I think it's 119,000 base.
Okay. So it's less than the first place for either the men or the women, which is equal for the CrossFit competition.
Correct.
I want to tell the people in the chat, in the strongman chat, that the reason why you're watching CrossFit is because it's fucking subsidizing. It's subsidizing your ability to see your dudes. And as Souza said in the comments, so you don't have to watch your dudes at 3 a.m. on ESPN 17. Thank you, Matt Souza.
This guy, competition is in Texas. He's Russian. No way they're going to throw a Russian flag up.
Vellner passes Roman on the bike on one of the rounds, and then I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm pretty sure I saw Pat Vellner was neck and neck with Roman, and in the 4th round, Vellner got a no rep on his 6th shoulder to overhead. Did you guys see that? And that's where Roman took off. Did anyone else see that? It's either a no rep or he put the bar down after 5, which I find completely unbelievable.
He probably got a no rep, but I think more than anything, he tried to pull a move a little too early. I just don't think he had it in the tank to go as fast as Roman for as long as he went. I think he just tried to make a move too early, or tried to make a move in a workout where he wasn't going to make a pass, even if he did make the move.
Brian, any thoughts? Did you see the no rep?
Well, I'll tell you this. Over the 4 heats of the workout, well, with the exception of Noah Olson going hot in round 1, which barely counts in this conversation, the only athlete who was able to pass the leader of their heat at all was Ellie Turner. Every other person that tried to make a move, it was Chandler Smith, Cole Sager, Tim Paulson, Pat Vellner, BKG, Justin Medeiros at one point, Sam Quant. Ellie Turner was the only person who was able to make a pass in round 4 or 5 against the heat leader from the onset. So it was kind of strange to see that there were other people that were able to make passes further on, but the heat leader for the most part for after round 2 ended up holding on no matter who made a move.
And Ellie made that pass in the 5th round on the hang cleans when Annie broke, which was why I thought that maybe that no rep that she didn't get for doing the full clean instead of the hang clean potentially gave her the workout, especially since it was within a couple of seconds of each other.
JR, did you see Ellie Turner's transition from hang cleans to the shoulder to overhead?
Yeah.
Like split second fast. It's so fast that it almost looks like a hang snatch. It is so fast.
What she was doing an unbelievable job was like, if you were to look and see how far the bar actually moved from a flex knee position in the front rack to when she was locking it overhead, it seemed like it was 3 inches. It was crazy. She would just let the bar make contact with her and just push down instead of driving up at all. Like, it was nuts just how fast she would get under and then stand up.
Is that a natural athletic gift, or is that something you can tell that, man, she's put in the time?
I'm sure that's hundreds and hundreds of reps.
Who are you talking about, JR?
Ellie Turner.
Ellie.
Just how fast she is.
Yeah, no. Think back to the wall balls from Hat Trick at the games. That fast twitch muscle fiber that she has is almost unparalleled amongst both men and women in the sport right now. She is real quick at that stuff. And going back to an athlete you talked about earlier, that's where Yonakoski was making his money in this workout too. His hang cleans to shoulder to overhead, those 15 reps were like 17 seconds every round.
Derek Brinkman, can we talk about the fact that Vellner has managed to be one of the best of all time managing a chiropractic and parenthood, though? No, but thank you.
Sorry. That's me. That guy Derek is actually me on a different computer.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, Derek, it's a great point. Okay, here we go. Watch Ellie Turner transition here.
Why don't you scroll back a little bit? I want to see that first rep. Is that asking too much?
I don't know.
Damn,
that answers that.
Fuck your question. No more.
God damn it.
You know what would be really cool to see if someone could do this is to see a side by side of Yonakoski, Roman Krennikov, Annie Thorisdottir, or maybe Ellie Turner and Laura Horvat doing the hang cleans into shoulder to overhead and watch the different cycle rates. That would be a really cool 4x4 side by side.
That will be on Brian's Instagram first thing in the morning. Jeff Bako. I don't know if this is truth, but a fucking brilliant addition, like most of his additions. World Anti-Doping Code. Rule to not display the flag of Russian athletes competing in sanctioned events. I wonder what that means. It's their code. Like they won't do. I wonder what that means. Oh, here he goes. Is this event sanctioned by WADA? It's all good points, Jeff. Thank you.
Cock Cutter says WADA has no such rule, and if it did, it wouldn't bind Rogue or CrossFit. Cocker. I can't remember his name.
Whoa! That looked worse than it did in real time. Something's going on here. It looks significantly worse.
What looked worse?
It looked like she did a straight up power clean in this one.
She
'cause it was
did.
stuttering.
She did, dude.
There was the ever so slightest
No,
stop.
no, dude. Go.
It didn't
scroll
look.
back
It
a
doesn't
little
look
bit,
that bad
Souza.
in real time.
Hey,
I wonder
would
if
that be wrong? Would that be wrong?
Yes,
It
it
was
would
a
be
no
wrong.
rep. It was a no
You gotta
rep. I
come to a
watched it.
complete stop and do a hang. But so yeah, that's on the judge.
Why does it look like Taylor shaved his eyebrows off? Because
oh no,
he
it's
did.
gonna do it again. It's gonna
Here we
do
go.
the same thing.
No,
Oh,
that was-
no, she
that
stopped.
was- she didn't.
She
stop,
Where
stopped.
did you
bro.
see a stop?
She stopped.
Yeah, she didn't fucking stop, dude. I was watching
She
with my
didn't
own
stop.
eyes.
She stopped. J.R. Howell for the record break. Did she stop or not?
I did not see a pause.
Does a hitch count as the bar stopping?
Negative.
Well, exactly. If you're
Yeah,
saying that
so
she
if you're
hitches
gonna
her, if
say-
she hitches or cleans, then she totally didn't stop.
Well, if you say that the hitch has the bar stop and then you use your low back to lift it, technically it stopped and then she hitched up into
Correct.
the bar.
I've sent Vellner a link and he said he's on his way home. But can anyone confirm or deny that he got no rep when he was tied with Roman in that fourth round as he did his final rep, shoulder to overhead?
Cannot.
Okay.
Medeiros did though, right around there, though, didn't he?
Say that again. Medeiros what was catching up there too?
It looks like he got a no rep either on the last hang clean or one of those jerks.
Okay.
In about the fourth round.
Okay. Roman said in his post-fight interview, "My recovery pace is many athletes' working pace." Is that just him having fun, or is there some truth to that, Taylor?
I think there's some truth to that for Roman.
Wow. Brian.
Love that he said that. It was amazing, and I 100% believe him.
Wow. JR, you've worked with the other guy who's the best in the game at the bike, Mr. Hopper. Do you see that kind of stuff with Jason also?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was just being matter of fact about it.
Right. Okay. And he said it. And he said it with a smile.
But the amazing thing about that is, obviously there's a language barrier there, and we don't get a lot of insight into his psyche or his psychological approach to this sport. So for the fact that he has that awareness, not just for himself, but also relative to the field, is like a rare glimpse into what he's thinking about when he's out there. I thought that was great.
Get this huge anus off the screen.
Yeah. So damn it, Hiller. Huge anus says no way you guys can judge that in real time and call that out. Chill already. What do you mean chill? No one wants to watch us chill, but I appreciate it, and I appreciate your name a lot.
Taylor, if you hold 75 cals for every set of 15 right there on the Echo bike, how does it feel?
What do you mean hold 75 for every set of 15?
75 cadence.
Oh, RPM. Oh,
RPM.
Is that about 450 watts? I would have probably tried to be in around 500 watts, which I
And
think
that's
is a little
Roman
low.
probably recovering, because I wonder if he was pushing it, he could be at like 650.
Maybe I'm full of shit. I'm probably around 450, 400 to 450. He was probably at 500.
Well, they were doing it about 45 seconds, which is about 72, 75.
Jennifer McDonald. Yeah, Pat had to go back. Yeah, I did see him. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I was going to confirm. So I have it pulled up here. It's a little hard to see to time it, but it looked like there was a miscommunication. He thought that he was done, so he dropped the bar, and the judge leans in and says one more rep, and he has to pick it back up and do one more shoulder to overhead. So it did slow him down quite a bit.
God, that sucked, because at that point he had caught up with Roman on the bike, and he was making his move, and that's a horrible place. It's interesting. Is it a no rep or was it a miscount? Because that's kind of huge too.
Well,
Yeah,
in the long run, what ends up happening is he and Hopper both lost to Medeiros on this workout by like 1 and 2 seconds respectively. If that doesn't happen, presumably Vellner beats Medeiros on the workout. And again, that's like just 3 or 5 extra points or whatever ends up being in Medeiros' pocket, which is only adding up and making it harder and harder if someone's going to beat him this weekend.
Good point.
Whoa, I don't get this math.
He's saying that 71 to 72 RPMs equals 450 watts.
Oh, I thought this 71 minus 72 equals 400. What the fuck is this?
Susan, what are we looking at here?
So we got it here. It's going to go quick. The camera angle is going to cut and change, and you guys are going to pay attention to Vellner in your top right-hand corner of your screen. But you'll see that it looks like he miscounted it. I counted the reps a couple of times, and it was 5, and then he drops it. So here we go.
Okay.
So we watch him here. Roman's done. Vellner goes one more, drops it, realizes he has one more, gets it back.
Oh,
over to
shit.
Vellner for one
Okay.
more.
And
Mental
that
error,
wasn't
I
a no
think.
rep. He was locked out and his hips were open. What'd you say, Taylor?
Correct.
I think that was a mental error.
Damn. Okay. Well, at least that makes it better for Vellner because
there's his mental error of the competition.
is he known for that?
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
He always does some shit. Like one. He has one or two.
How dare you? What's scarier, to say something bad about Vellner or Caity Motter? Okay.
No, it's not bad. It's a fact. Is that plates rolling around? He's falling off of cargo nets.
Daniel
Getting
Brandon.
new reps.
Daniel Brandon's deadlifts in the beginning of that workout looked so incredibly slow. Did you guys notice that?
I think I was thinking about this. I think if you took all the athletes' split times by round individually, she probably had the greatest ascension. She was the slowest in round 1 relative to her round 4 and 5 pace. She seemed to be. I think she paced the workout relative to her own capacity very well, and it was probably intentional to go relatively slow in the first round or two.
Okay, well, I'm glad you noticed that. Whenever anyone confirms something, one of my observations, it gives me a little chub. JR, I had to mute your ass because wherever you are, what are you, at a bar? Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, Pat just said he confirmed, no, I fully did 5 by accident. Brain fart.
Oh, damn. Okay. Danielle is immature, though. Huge anus. I don't think the though is required. I think just I don't see anything. She looks plenty mature to me, but whatever you say.
What's up with the Daniel Brandon hate? Where did this come from?
I can't wait to see mature Daniel Brandon.
Sevan, that was pretty rude. Huge anus is clearly not making a superficial remark there, and you had to bring it into that realm.
I apologize. Oh, and Huge Anus also has another. Oh shit! Good point, JR. Who's that in the window behind you?
There's always somebody in the window behind me.
Can we see, Souza? Can we see the boys leaderboard, please? Though it's okay. I'm not a stickler for spelling. First place, the champ is in the house. Justin Medeiros, Roman Krennikov, Bjorgvin Carl Gudmundsson in 3rd, Patrick Vellner in 4th, Jeffrey Adler in 5th, Samuel Quant in 6th, Chandler Smith tied for 6th. In 7th place.
Anyone else?
In 8th place we have Ricky.
He's put on 10 pounds since the games.
Who?
BKG. He looks thick to me.
Ricky Garrard, that's Hiller's talking point. Ricky Garrard, 8th place. 9th place, Mr. Jason Hopper. If you could scroll back up to the top, J.R. Howell, what do you see when you look at the finishes for these top 5 guys?
Well, you see everyone in the top 10, but like I said earlier, I think that's going to be a lot more common. I think you may even see 4 guys have all top 10s and not win.
Right. And then look at Adler, the outlier, right? 2nd, 12th, 2nd, 11th. Is he the big shock here, Brian, that we're not seeing a better performance from Jeffrey Adler? Is he the big shock so far?
I think he's in a fine position. He is a good runner. I think he outperformed him, at least my expectations for him on the run. He was, it would have been, like I said, great to see him go against Nick Matthew head-to-head in the back squat workout. Maybe he could edge him out, but 2 second places is great. That, I'm not really sure what to say about the log bar muscle up workout. Is that I don't know yet really why that would be a problem for him compared to some of the other guys. And the cycling barbell DT on the bike, this is the men's field is fairly big, and he's not the biggest guy out there. And it was clearly, just look at the guys who were doing well in that workout. I feel like the size and weight mattered in that workout quite a bit. So 11th is an okay finish. I think tomorrow will be a very telling day for Adler, but if he's able to lurk in the top 5 at the end of tomorrow, he can still make a podium run.
Hiller, you got Medeiros, Roman Krennikov, Bjorgvin, Patrick, Jeffrey Adler, Samuel Quant, all games athletes, and then Chandler Smith. Do you think he's sleeping well tonight, thinking, oh, shit, I'm playing with the big boys. I didn't get to go to the games, and yet here I am.
I think Bergeron's giving him a pep talk that's going to ruin his weekend.
Why did I ask you?
Don't forget, Chandler Smith finishes at Rogue in the last 3 years, are 4th, 5th, and 8th. So
Hey,
he's right
don't
where
get me
he always
wrong.
is.
I love Chandler Smith.
I know.
I just think
not
he's
as
in
much as
danger
Ben.
with his positioning. But Ben loves him so much, he's going to help him.
Can we see who's in 8th place again? Ricky Garrard.
Is Bergeron there? Can you guys confirm?
I haven't seen him around.
I haven't
Given
seen him either,
massages.
but I feel like I would be surprised if he's not here.
What was the second workout?
He's not sleeping when he's getting
log.
sand thrown on him.
The log muscle up.
What happened? What happened to Jason Hopper here, Taylor? What happened to Jason Hopper on that workout? 19th.
I think it was predominantly GHDs.
They got him. JR, do you have an opinion on what happened there?
Yeah, that set of 80 GHDs in the middle is a really big chunk, and that's something that he works hard on, but just not something that is a strength yet. So that set of 80 time per rep and just having to break it up there on the last 20, I think really cost him.
I'm pretty sure he was last in his heat off of the log muscle up in the first round.
He wasn't.
He wasn't?
No, I think he was ahead of Scott Tetlow.
That's like Scott Tello is not in his heat.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
They tied.
No, Scott and Tim were in heat 1. Jason was in heat 2 on the bar muscle.
What I specifically remember, he was not the last off the bar.
Okay, then my fault.
Michael Olivis. Bergeron is busy reading How I Manage by Michael Scott.
He's busy reading how to tell all my athletes to sit really low on the Echo bike because that's a good strategy.
Throwing sand at them.
Danielle Brandon in event 3 is an example of her immature. She quit. She could have hustled and got a few points. Her attitude got her. I don't think so. Well, I think
three
you're
on the
conflating.
back squat. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
I don't
you
think
were
she could
Yeah,
do
let's
that.
hustle. Fuck, I dropped it again.
Try
Yeah,
harder.
That's one of the worst comments that's ever been pulled up on the screen.
Easy. I like Tony. Easy. But she was stopped,
Tony?
right?
Hey, I can still like him too.
Brian, she was stopped, right? That weight stopped her in her tracks, right?
Well, I mean, this is what I think about. The workout's 9 minutes long. She was able to squat that weight twice, and then she failed it twice. If you know that the weight is that hard for you, do one and rack it and rest a minute, and do one and rack it and rest a minute, and then do another one and move on. And you know. But she didn't do that. She did 2, and then she failed, and then she stood there for 5 minutes and tried again. It's like the strategy didn't add up. So
she got 2 back squats completed. She would have had to have done 3 more, and then another round's worth of back squats to have caught 17th place, which would
that's true.
hustling would have done nothing for
Not
her.
worth it. Yeah,
no,
not
but I
worth
think
it.
that if this guy's point is that she didn't maximize her strategy and therefore it was an immature performance as an athlete, then knowing how heavy that weight is for her, do one at a time and just get through it that way.
Isn't there a story about Pat Barber at the CrossFit Games completely not doing an event and then winning the following event, and it propelled him into a podium position or something like that?
Yeah. Katrin did the same
yes.
thing. That's how Katrin won the CrossFit
I'd
Games.
argue if she's not going to get kicked out of the event, it'd be better for her to not even do the back squats.
Hiller, Katrin did that at a games under Ben Bergeron's tutelage and advice.
Yeah,
and
great move.
And
One
she
point
won.
Bergeron.
And she won the CrossFit Games. Point Bergeron.
1 point Bergeron.
1 point.
1 point.
The difference between that workout and this workout was if you do no reps in this workout, you get 0 points. But if you do no reps in that workout, you still earn 54 points. 54.
How long is it going to take Jason Hopper to? We always talk about the weaknesses: handstand push-ups, whatever, double unders, muscle ups. We've seen these things that hinder athletes. This is the first time I've heard someone speak of GHDs like this to punch such a massive hole in someone's game who won the MAC convincingly. How long does it take to fix a GHD weakness that's that big of a hole? Taylor.
I think it depends on the athlete.
Is it fixable, or is it like handstand push-ups? You're fucked.
No, I think it's fixable. I don't think he's fucked.
Okay. Do you want to give me a time frame? Like, basically, what I'm insinuating is why wasn't that fixed why isn't that fixed by now?
I think he's focused on potentially some other things a lot harder. Basing, like you look at an event like that 48 muscle up workout from the 2021 games. And he took near last on that, and he worked really, really hard on that. And I don't think he's had an event where GHDs have stomped him like this has. And now that he's been stomped, he's probably going to make a big adjustment on it. I mean, when you go into a workout and you do not as well as other athletes in a set of 40 or a set of 30 or a set of 50 GHDs, that's one thing to work on them. And then to be the last person on the GHDs and pausing every 3 reps when you've only got 5 to go. I just think he just, took some medicine tonight and is probably going to go back to the drawing board. And I would imagine next time we see GHDs in a workout with him, he doesn't struggle with them as much.
Andrew Hiller.
We have an addition to the chat named Old Man Strength, who has been in the Rogue chat every single time I've seen him there. And he wants to know if he can ask questions in this chat.
No.
Yeah, fuck off.
Old Man Strength, no questions.
Mr. J.R. Howell, how long does it take to fix that hole? Is that a big hole? Is that one of those things that's like unsurmountable that weighs heavy? Like I'm guessing other people's weaknesses. We got Haley Adams with the strength. We got Laura Horvat with the handstand pushups. Is this?
Well, maybe this is a better question. Oh, I mean, maybe this is a better question. Is it worth it to spend the time it's going to take fixing it when you could be doing other things?
I disagree. I don't think
I didn't say that's what he should do. I'm just proposing the question. If you're never going to be a strength athlete, or you're never going to be a great runner, does it make sense to spend all of your time trying to move the needle a little bit to go from 15th to 13th? Or is it better to get some things that maybe you're 7th and 8th on up to the top 5?
It just seems like such a fundamental movement. It's going to be in every single competition.
Yeah, for sure. And he does hundreds a week. So it's not for not training them. But again, he gets better at them. You assume other people do them every week too, and they get a little bit better at them also.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, let's take a look back at the men's leaderboard. JR. Oh, look at this person's name is JR Samahan. Long road for Hopper, but he's capable for sure to win.
To win what?
Just to win. Just picture him at the top of every podium. Justin Medeiros. Anything coming up? Anything going to stop him? I know some of you are closet Roman Krennikov fans. Some of you aren't closet Roman Krennikov fans, but in all honesty, is there any stopping Justin Medeiros, Brian?
If you're talking about Justin Medeiros' skill set, we have not seen anything since the 2021 games that he's not capable of remaining relevant in a workout yet. The only things that tripped him up at the games were things that they're not really fitness related, and even then he was fairly good workouts, results for him. So, you have these things that we keep talking about. Not only is he incredibly fit, but he keeps on stealing points against the field in these workouts. And you have to look at guys like Vellner, like Adler that we're talking about, and it's like it's already not good enough. They've already made mistakes or given away points on workouts. That's no. Roman is the only guy that's within range of taking this guy down right now.
The workout I was talking about earlier, someone sent it to me and I was wrong, but it is no surprise. I think it was Mr. Joshua. It's a 400-meter run, 30 GHDs. To your point, Brian, 250-pound deadlift for 15 reps, 5 rounds. I apologize.
How much? It was 315. Yes.
No, it was 250 deadlift, and it was only 30 glute ham sit-ups.
He was 315 for that many reps was like, whoa.
He was having some dyslexia, so he thought that the 250-pound deadlift was actually 250 GHD sit-ups.
Well, when my mom told me I looked old, I said I don't look old, and she said, "Well, you've always had a healthy self-image of yourself." So you know, here we go. Oh, is this it, Mr. Joshua? I apologize. I stand corrected. Okay. Back to the leader. Oh, can we look at the first event for tomorrow?
I heard Justin Medeiros can't press with a neutral grip, so Roman will pass him on the log.
Right.
Hey, all right, you heard it here first. I heard a rumor.
That is absurd.
You know, unless Rogue comes out with something atypical, like they do some kind of agility obstacle course on the baseball field, or they do a true sprint where they do like like a 200-meter shuttle for time. I mean, look at his finishes at the games. He's not a fast guy. He's good. He's a good endurance runner, but he is what you would maybe consider on the slower side as far as sprinting. So unless they do something like that, like I don't think there's any reason to think he's not going to finish out of the top 5 on anything.
I got a quick question. This is off subject a little bit. Has anyone ever seen a strongman do Fran?
No.
Yeah.
There's a video. Oh, I haven't.
Didn't
Oh,
Eddie,
no, that's Grace.
didn't Eddie Hall do Grace? I bring that up because that was another thing. I had a chance to film with the strongman one time, and I asked him if he could do Grace, and he laughed, and he did the first. He said so easy, and he did the first 121 thrusters unbroken. He did it actually, to be in all fairness, he did it with 135 because he said it was too easy at 95, and that's it. It stopped him. He tapped. He went over to the pull-up bar, got a couple, and tapped. I think he thought his heart was going to explode.
I believe it.
I want to see the strongman do Fran. I'd like to see that.
My favorite comments were the ones how the strongman would destroy the back squat box jump workout, and I'm like, dude, they wouldn't make it through the box jumps.
Yeah,
Something would blow. Something would blow.
Right. But what's interesting, you say that is that. Well, okay, I won't go there. I don't want to give Jeff Bako anything. Okay, event number 5, the turtle, axle bar lunge is. By the way, I have this tomorrow. God, please tell me this isn't true. At 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Souza?
Yeah, because an hour on before, if we go on an hour before, it'd be 9 a.m. Central Time, therefore 7 a.m. our time.
So 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Rogue Invitational starts tomorrow.
We start an hour before the Rogue Invitational event.
Oh, so the Rogue Invitational.
If we choose to go on before it.
We don't.
I
don't know if that's
in the booth. JR's windows.
I don't know if that's true. So sorry. Tell me what time event 5 starts tomorrow.
10:03 Central.
Yeah, 10:05 a.m. Central, 8 Pacific.
Okay, this is like me trying to figure out alpaca.
And then if we go on an hour before the event starts, that would make it 7 a.m. for our time.
Okay, gotcha. Event number 5, the turtle axle bar lunge, 155. We don't have a distance on that, right?
Right.
Monkey bar.
Don't have a distance or a position of the axle.
There's way more unknowns in this workout than knowns.
How many positions are there with the lunge? What do you mean? We don't know the position.
Front, overhead, back.
Oh, okay.
I guess
Fair.
you could Zercher lunge. That'd be
Sure.
wicked.
Yeah.
Hey, have we ever seen that?
No,
No, but it'd be wild.
it would be. That'd be cool.
They've shown us they're capable of anything, right? JR, is that completely out of call a Zercher axle lunge?
I wouldn't put it past them. No. I think there's a higher likelihood of the monkey bars, like we talked about earlier, being different sizes, being one high, one low, like being up and down, something like that. But I think Brian said, and we said on Wednesday when we did the programming show, I just have a feeling that whatever the turtle, aka the bag pull, is probably going to be the deciding factor of the workout. I hope it's not, but I think it probably will be.
Well, the thing that I hope is that it is some kind of. I mean, I have to assume that the turtle, like the slug, like the snail, like the worm, like the pig, is an implement that they've created. And in my mind, I'm envisioning something that has handles on it that are like a turtle's appendages, that are short and stubby, and you have to hold those and pull it, that will make the reverse tripped on the monkey bars, and probably a front rack lunge would make sense in this regard, that much more difficult. And if that's the case, then it doesn't have to be necessarily a deciding factor, but it has an effect on the way back, and I would like that.
You guys are going to hate me for this. Sorry to do this to you, but is that God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm going to get tore up. Why not have hill run and then on the next line bag pull?
Because I think you're going to have to drag the bag up the hill. Like it's a simultaneous movement.
So you don't think that there's a run that's distinct from the bag pull?
Not the way that it's written.
Yeah, but the way that it's written here is not the way that it's written on the Rogue Instagram.
On the
There's
Rogue
a-
website.
There was a slash, wasn't
Right.
there?
There's a backslash. So, we were talking about that the other day. Is it you run the hill, then you pull the bag down the field back to the monkey bars, or is it you drag the
I bet
bag
they run up the hill and then pull it on a rope up the hill. And then they
Wow.
run down the hill.
Wow.
That's a
Well,
guess.
yeah.
I like Brian's guess, though, where it's got little weird handles on it.
Oh, I don't understand this comment by Jeremy Garcia. Thank you, Jeremy, for the loot and the handful of ice cream. Rogue invite, picking the niche of giving. You're saying that's one of the nuances of this event is that they purposely want to keep some things in the dark.
This
that what
is,
he's saying?
this is pretty much standard operating procedure for Rogue, where they release certain information, they do the briefing for all the rest of the information for the athletes, but they don't really announce that to the public.
Joshua Woods, I've seen the turtle. Brian is close.
How have you seen it? What is it, Joshua? Well, you can't say that.
Mike Halpin
says the man who saw all the workouts 3 weeks ago.
Mike Halpin, contributor to the show. They push the sled, pick up a kettlebell, and then stop. I can't believe I picked that. Stop. Okay. Okay. Monkey bar and then axle lunge at the end, and hopefully we'll see a good race there. With the little bit of
if this is a well-designed workout, then I think that there's a chance to see different athletes in the same heat make a move on each of the three implements. That you may have someone, who's not the best of the lunge, but then blitz the monkey bars, maybe struggles with the bag, but kills the monkey bars on the way back and then gets passed on the lunge down the field. That would be really cool if it plays out that way.
Monkey bars are going to be greased. I like it.
That would be
Fill
cool.
my anus.
I don't see it being that way. It just looks like a standard up and back chipper where you have one part of the workout that's a linchpin and it's directly in the center.
Fill my anus. The monkey bars are going to be greased. I think that would be too dangerous. But I appreciate the guess. Taylor Self, who do you got on the men for this and why?
It's really hard to make a pick because you just don't know shit about it. Justin's a safe pick. I would say Ricky.
You're really reaching there, man.
I think, yeah.
You're really.
I'm gonna go Hopper.
Brian.
Let's change it up. I see Cole Sager doing well on this.
And Mr. J.R. Howell.
Taylor, try again.
I'm going to go BKG.
Wow.
I think Ricky will do well.
And for Lauren Knowles, Nick Matthew, is this going to be the event where he says, "Yeah, I win shit"? Oh, he already won shit, right? He already won an event. Sorry, Lauren. He met his quota for the show. The women. How about the women for this event, Mr. Taylor?
Man, it's initially you look at the workout and you think maybe Danielle Brandon, but after today, maybe not. I think probably Laura Horvath. She's an amazing climber. So the monkey bar traverse strikes me as something she'll probably be pretty good at. She's really good at moving heavy objects like carries. So I don't think the turtle pull will give much of an issue for her. But again, it's hard to know the workout, but I like Laura.
Andrew Hiller.
Well, for the men, I picked Patrick Vellner because I was skipped.
Sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry. And for the women, I'm going to go with Ariel Lowen.
Oh.
You guys
You
keep picking her,
bastard.
and she keeps doing not. What's
No,
what's she
she's
on
been
the leaderboard?
amazing,
Whoa,
dude.
whoa! How dare you shit on
She's been
Ariel?
so-
She got
yeah,
second
she
on
has
the.
been
Whoa!
so
I didn't
impressive.
really. I didn't even finish my sentence before Brian fucking hung me, dude.
Kick Taylor off here. Ariel Lowen's been
Chill out,
incredible,
dude. She's
and it
in
was my worst
11th.
pick coming into this.
Okay,
event.
let's take a pause. Pull up the women's leaderboard. Let's have this out.
off.
For the
While you
head.
pull up the women's leaderboard, one of our best sponsors, if not the best sponsor, is California Hormones. Sarah Cox, thank you for the $50. You're always the best. Andrew Hiller released a video on Tuesday. It's called TRT Tuesday. They'll be released once a week. If you'd like to know more about the testosterone replacement therapy, start following Andrew Hiller's account now and start watching. It could be arguably the first time a CrossFitter has openly taken TRT, and Andrew goes into detail about everything about it, and it's going to be a great thing to watch over the next 65 years.
Arguably.
And use code Sevan to get jacked. That's right. When you log into California Hormones, use code Sevan. Okay, can we see the leaderboard? The discussion here is that Ariel Lowen is shit in the bed,
I
or
didn't say that.
or
I did not
or-
say that. I just
or
said you
she's
guys
living
have
up
picked her.
to a reputation. Go
just said they-
Taylor.
I said they've picked her in several workouts to win, and including myself, and she did really well in that second workout. But then she's got an 11th, a 12th, and 11th, which is worse than the top half in this field. So it's not; those aren't event wins.
Mr. Friend.
He's upset.
I've been super impressed with her. I thought there were a couple things that would be pretty challenging for her today, and she did very well. But are we talking about a winner for this event still?
Oh, we
Tomorrow
could be, but you think
we
Ariel
talking about
Lowen's doing
Ariel?
great. She's in 8th place.
Exactly where John Young projected her, 8th place.
And all the athletes above Ariel Lowen are games athletes. The only one who didn't go to the games is Annie Thorisdottir. She won his team.
She's
Yeah, but
also
she's
won
gone
the
11
CrossFit
times.
Games. Yeah, she's won
Right.
the CrossFit Games.
So Ariel is in great company. How dare you, Taylor Self?
Okay, I'll shut it.
Olsen dudes, thanks, brother. Love the show. Keep crushing it, gents. Always great support of the show. You the man. Thank you. May you live a long and happy, prosperous life and continue to donate money. Where were we? We're women. Where were we with the women? Who picked Ariel Lowen? Brian?
That was me. I did.
Okay. Brian, event number 5 tomorrow with the monkey bars, the hill run, the pull up, pull the
Let me
turtle
guess.
around.
Brian picks Horvath.
Who do you got?
Well, in a vacuum, if no one else would make any picks, I would pick Vellner and Horvath to win this workout. But I'm trying to pick some outside the box to focus on. So I'm going to say Cole Sager has a good finish here relative to the rest of the weekend. And I think that Emma Lawson will once again do well on this workout. Top 3 finish.
Oh, I got a follow-up question with Emma Lawson. Remind me to come back to you. J.R. Howell, who do you got with the women tomorrow?
Well, I was going to pick Lowen, and then Hiller picked her, and I was going to say
You
Emma
can take her
Lawson.
too.
And Brian said Emma. So let's go with Laura, because I do think that's who's going to win it. And for the men, I actually think I actually think Noah's going to do well in this.
Really?
Ooh.
Lazar, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in.
Jay, I actually spoke to Noah JR. He is planning to be in the lead after the lunges.
Lazar picked me.
The first time, though.
Is this bag going to be too heavy for some of the women? Is this bag going to play a factor for the lighter women?
It says it's 105 pounds.
Right, and you're dragging it on the ground.
I don't see how it could possibly be too heavy.
Anyone? Emma
It's
Lawson?
actually, it's really just it's a sandbag, but they just put a 5-pound appendage on it. So it's 155, 105. That was the big reveal.
Wow, what is the appendage? What's it
so-
shaped like?
So
Like a
basically
turtle's head.
five 1-pound appendages, basically the head and the 2 arms and the 2 legs.
I've got a 1-pound appendage.
It's your thumb.
Sometimes.
I'm going to go with Danielle Brandon on this, and Ricky Garrard. I think that this workout is grit. I think this workout is grit, and I think they have the grit.
Did you say Danielle Brandon's got grit? I heard she quits on workouts.
She didn't quit.
Yeah.
She didn't quit shit.
She quit some- Dude,
Hey,
you
that
sound
wasn't
like a
me.
local.
Everyone
You
else
sound like
did.
fucking NBC saying grit, dude. Grit every 30 seconds.
Grit.
About
She's
grit.
got grit. She's got good. I think this is a grit workout. I think this is a push through, uncomfortable workout, and I think it's going to come down to, just like it did at the games, who can hang on to the bar, the lunge in the in the final push.
I think Ricky seems pretty gritty. I don't see Danielle as gritty. She's edgy.
Chase Pittman figured it out. It's a 105-year-old endangered sea turtle.
It's a 105-pound badussy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right, now wait, we haven't done this in a while. Who's going to get last on this event?
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go.
Okay, let's start with the women. Who's going to get last place? We will start with J.R. Howell. Can we get the women's list back up one more time? Sorry, Souza. Danielle Brandon's going to block Hiller like she blocked his wife. German Nino.
I've been defending that girl the whole show. Come on. Taylor, who's getting last?
Am I up first?
No. JR's first. JR's first.
Son
JR's
of
always
a-
goes last.
I would say let's just go with who struggled the most with the grip on the log workout and assume that the monkey bars are going to cause a lot of problems with the grip and go with Annika Greer.
Okay. Good guess. Mr. Be Friendly. Sherpa Works Be Friendly.
Andrea Solberg.
Oh, fuck you.
Mr. Hiller.
Kerstetter.
God, dude.
Damn, you guys are just picking.
what they
Taylor.
did? You know what they did? They did 20, 19th, and 18th in that fucking muscle up event is what they picked.
Before Taylor gives his pick, we're looking at Danny Spiegel here in 16th place. What place did she take at the games?
Well, just to be clear, by the way, Annika Greer and Andrea Solberg are very good at muscle ups. They're not good at a log muscle up.
Fair. What place did Danny Spiegel take at the games, Brian? Do you know?
17th.
And that was in a heat of 40 of the 40 best women in the world. What's going on with her? Why is she in 16th place after 4 events?
Jeff, what do you think?
That's for you, Taylor. Before you pick who's going to take last. What's going on with Danny Spiegel?
I don't know. I don't. She probably is, here to have fun. Not too much riding on the line for her. You're guaranteed to make a little money, have some fun in Austin. I just don't think she probably cares that much.
I bet Brian would say, "Hey, it's only been 4 events. Chill out."
Her
I can
3
hear
best
it
event
now.
finishes are still to come.
Okay, fair enough. Taylor, what woman is going to take last place in this turtle event?
Danny Spiegel.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Stop laughing, Brian.
Let's hop over to the men.
Let Taylor go first so he can't complain, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who Taylor is going to take last place in the turtle event? Be careful, Lazar is watching.
Let me scroll all the way down to the bottom and sorry, Lazar, not you, Jack Farlow. That was tough. That was a tough dig.
I do have a question. Do you think Lazar Jukic's ankle is still bothering him?
I think
100%,
like
yes. You watch on the box jumps. He stepped down from every single one of them except for one, I think.
It's
There's
without a
reason for
doubt.
that, and he
It's
always
without a
stepped
doubt
down with the
bothering
same
him.
foot.
Okay.
Without a doubt bothering him. And when you're in a competition like this, you have 20 of the best guys in the world. Whatever's you got something fucked up, you're holding back. It's just not, it's hard. It's fucking hard. How can you perform against 19 other people who are at their best, competing at their best, presumably, when you got something going on like that? Is he's having fun, which is good.
So everyone else has their foot on the gas pedal, and he does not. You're saying that he can't put the pedal to the metal, as they say.
In some things, yeah, and I'm sure, and I hope he does hold back in areas where he should, so he doesn't, damage that thing. I'm sure he's got that in the back of his mind. He's not going to make that thing any worse. He's going to have fun throughout the weekend and enjoy his time.
So you're picking Jack Farlow.
Yeah, Jack Farlow.
Mr. Andrew Dahmer Hiller. Who do you pick for last place in the men in the turtle event?
Lazar.
Damn.
No, I'm kidding. I just know he's in there. I pick Tetlow.
Wow. This is Brian. Who do you pick?
Paulson.
And
No
Mr.
way, bad pick. Paul's
Bad
doing well on
pick.
this one.
George Fernandez
last
is a
place
good pick,
pick.
JR.
Happy
He said half a
You
line.
uncultured bastard. It's Jorge.
Hey, so in all honesty, is Jorge Fernandez up and comer we're looking at? Are we going to see? Is he going to be Is he going to be 5% better at the CrossFit Games this year? Is he going to make it to the CrossFit Games this year?
Is he going individual this year?
No, their team is running it back next year and trying to improve on the third place finish. They're just having some fun doing some individual competitions this offseason.
Okay, fair enough. Any stones unturned before we wrap this show up?
Yeah, who's YOLO to the moon?
YOLO
Is that
to the
person
moon.
back?
No, there's a bunch of comments that
There's-
unblock YOLO to the moon.
There's somebody who came back and was saying unblock YOLO to the moon.
Oh,
Yeah.
there used to be a guy in the comments, YOLO to the moon, who commented every other comment, and that went on for about 3 months. And I think one of the wrenches banned him. And it wasn't creative stuff like Jeff Bako. It was
Sex 69 Fun is back.
yeah.
Nice.
Just want to take some pictures of you.
Jeff Roman dissed all the athletes on the last workout. Dissed seems a little hard.
That was playful. That was playful.
He's talking
No,
shit.
it'd be one of
That's
these where
you.
just like
I
that's what Roman did.
I think that's probably one of the bigger things missed from the athletes, or missed in this sport on the athlete side, is some healthy shit talk.
I agree.
I'll just say I absolutely loved watching that workout. I thought it was the most, even though a lot of the other workouts had some like little nuances and differences in them. That is a simple, classic workout that was really fun to watch. Everyone had an opportunity to kind of make their play. There were changes happening. Mistakes mattered. That was a really, really fun workout to watch.
I think that 7-rounder with the muscle ups and squats is going to be equally as fun to watch.
Oh, someone's by a train. That's like back
The
at
thing-
Brian's house.
I think it will be a fun workout to watch, but this one, like, the margins were close. I don't know that we'll have so many people within so few seconds on that workout, being a little bit longer, a little bit more high skill.
3 events tomorrow, 5, 6, and 7. The first event starts at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. When the show is over, I will powwow with the boys here to see if we're going to do a pre-show. I was thinking not, but I actually think we should do a pre-show, because I think tomorrow morning when the equipment lands out on the field, we'll have some deeper insights into what's going on. There'll probably be some posts on the Rogue Invitational Instagram in the next 12 hours that will also probably show some of the equipment. So we will see you guys tomorrow at is that right, Susan? 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time?
Yeah, tentatively, that's correct.
Okay.
All right,
Great,
10 a.m.
great powwow, guys. I'm glad we had that conversation.
Yes. Okay. Action.
You don't even have to want to do CrossFit. You don't have to want to be a coach. You don't have to want to be a trainer. If you just want the operating manual to your body, it's not just Forge and Elite Fitness. It's the operating manual to the human genome. You'll take this CrossFit Level 1 seminar and you will walk away inspired. From the second you leave, your entire life will change. You will make significant changes to your life because you are excited. You will start tweaking with your diet. You'll start tweaking with your movement. You'll start tweaking with who you hang out with. Everything will take a shift. For some people, it'll be massive. For some people, it'll be a little bit. No matter what, you'll move towards a better life. Everyone is going to sense it in you that you are more accountable, more personally responsible, happier, more helpful, more thoughtful human being. And you'll be nicer to look at. You might talk too much shit about CrossFit, but